Once again, hello everybody. How are you doing again? This is Cedric coming at you from FragranceOilExpress.com. That's FragranceOilExpress.com. Coming at you from South Georgia. It's a beautiful, beautiful, lovely summer day. And what we want to talk to you about is summer fragrances. And I hadn't talked to you about those. I probably should have talked to you about it much earlier than now because we're in the heat of the summer right now. And so this is some information that would have been good for you a while back, but nevertheless, you'll get it now. I think we did talk about changing fragrances when the seasons change, and I think we talked about year-round fragrances, but we never expressly talked about summertime fragrances. But nevertheless, when the weather changes, there are things ideally that should change with the fragrance that you wear. Fragrance ingredients often, well, not often, but according to fragrance rules of etiquette, I'll just say it like that. There are certain fragrances that you will wear during certain times of the year. And the only reason that, they're just guidelines, not rules. But basically, some fragrances, depending on what they're made of, they go better, during the summertime of the year. And some seem to work a little bit better during other times of the year. So now when I'm talking about summertime fragrances, I'm generally talking about fragrances which are lighter. They're not very heavy. They don't have heavy molecules, and it's not a fragrance that's gonna be deep and dark because that just doesn't match summer. Summer is a time when the weather is warm. Warm weather excites molecules, causes them to move. So really what you need during the summer to really complement that time of year is you need lighter fragrances that they're not heavy at all, and they evaporate more freely and more quickly. But now also, summer is a time of year when you will use more fragrance, especially if you wear something all day during the day, because you will have to refresh it, is a word that I like to use. And refreshing a fragrance simply means that when the first and second notes have passed by, and you're into the last note, you may want to add just a little bit more of that fragrance in order to strengthen it, to strengthen that first and strengthen that second note. And because the last note really is the heavier ingredients which are designed to hold the fragrance together. And so the last note will be nice, but it definitely will not be as distinct as the first two notes. So you may want to refresh that fragrance maybe every 4 to 6 hours, depending. I'd say if I'm active and I'm outside, I'd refresh it every 4 hours. If I'm just kind of sitting around in a sedentary place, or just maybe enjoying some type of function where I'm not moving around that much, then maybe every 6 hours. But it just depends on how well the fragrance lasts and how well it works with you. But now summertime fragrances are normally going to be fruity or citrus type fragrances. This is the time of year that you'll see a lot of people wearing tropical fragrances like coconut, sex on the beach, which is a drink. It's a tropical drink. Tropical paradise and fragrances with that type name. You'll also see a whole lot of fragrances that are citrus in nature, that contain a lot of citrus ingredients, which, citrus is light and it comes off on the first note. Now, just about every fragrance out there contains citrus. but summertime fragrances will probably contain more citrus. So, and citrus is uplifting. It's light, it's uplifting. It always comes off in the first note. So you'll see a lot more of those fragrances, for women and even for men. The fragrances which are floral or have flowery, ingredients. The ones which are suited best for summertime will be those which are light. They won't be the heavy florals, but they'll be the very light floral fragrances. Maybe like honeysuckle, jasmine. You won't wear anything like lotus during the summer. Ling ling. You won't wear anything like ling ling during the summer. Orchid, because they're very heavy fragrances and they're nighttime fragrances. But you may, honeysuckle, rose, jasmine, light fragrances, light floral fragrances during the summer. For men, you'll see more fragrances which are have a aquatic base, such as ocean breeze, fragrances like cool water. They call those, a lot of them are aquatic because they have that water, that fragrance that I can't describe it, but it's like an ocean fragrance, a breezy, or ocean breeze type fragrance, like something like Old Spice. Cool water, you'll see more fragrances like cool water, that thing. You'll also see for maybe the evening time fragrances for men will be the ones that contain more green fragrances, green leafy fragrances. Those will be the good nighttime fragrances, not necessarily the strong aromatic ones, but the green leafy fragrances will be good. Those that may contain a little bit of tobacco, lemongrass, sage, those kind of things. Also, during the summertime is a good time to use fragrances on your hair. It'd be a good time to use fragrances on your body because in the summertime you've got heat. The natural heat which is in the air is going to work with you a whole lot more, than when the weather is cool. So what happens, heat is what causes fragrance to dissipate. So I wouldn't worry as much about using pulse points to put fragrance on because it's gonna dissipate regardless of where you place it. I found that it's very effective. When I had hair, I used to put a little coconut in my hair. I put a little bit of the coconut scented oil. I just take 2 or 3 drops, rub it in my hands, and just rub it in my hair. Now I'll do it on my head sometimes, and that works. And sometimes, and during the summer, those are the type fragrances that I will use. I'll use the natural fragrances more, such as the coconut, the blue Nile, African musk, Arabian musk. I'd use those more during the summertime. But then I take a little bit sometimes and just kind of rub it up here because, people are going to get it because the heat is going to cause it to diffuse. Well, that's going to be it for today. Got a little teardrop. That's going to be it for today. But I hope that you found this presentation to be interesting. And I certainly hope you found it to be worthwhile. And I will continue to do more for you. I enjoy them. And if you enjoy them also, just leave some kind of feedback and let me know. I believe you will because they're very informative. And you'll get a lot of information here that you just wouldn't get anywhere else. So now this has been Cedric. It's been a pleasure to be with you today. I hope to hear from you. My phone number is 912-977-5059. If you wish to call, I'd be glad to talk to you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.